Welcome back to a new episode of Everlasting Summer, and I escaped most of the part of the story that we saw before in early segments, and here is big important part of the story. As I counting the points in the walkthrough, we have 8 points. If we get 9 points, we will get the good ending. But we want to get the bad ending, then the good ending. So we will snatch the book. And we saw that before, so not important. And here is the second part. When we go to the same fight with Alicia and Lena, but we have more points for Alicia than Lena, we will get the bad ending. So yeah, we will starting the bad ending route now. Only Lena and Alicia stood out among all the pioneers. Well, of course it was quite natural for Alicia to be arguing with someone like that, but hearing Lena talking in a rising voice, I came closer slightly, trying to understand what was going on. Alicia, no, you listen to me.
Think whatever you want. I said everything.
It looked serious. I tried as hard as I could to not attract any attention, and looked like I'm just standing there with no intention of listening into them. There's nothing to think about. Everything is clear as a day. Don't try to win me around, you little finger like that. I know you too well.
Why, of course you know everything. Then why don't you tell him yourself?
Lena was getting angry at that alone was really weird, even considering that I didn't know what they were arguing about. They're none of your business. Alicia snored, turned around, and her eye met me. Second later, Lena gave me a look as well. The girls stood there in confusion for some time. You are eavesdropping me? Oh, no, I was just like passing by. I put on the best smile I had, but it didn't seem to help much. By the way, today he was beaming at me. Alicia gave a mythical smile. Lena looked at me questioningly. How dare you? First of all, why would she believe in this devious fox story? I didn't beep. You know quite well that it was an accident. Juliana should be the one to blame. Sure it was. Tell that to the cops. It seemed like my excuses were not working. Did you listen? Do you like my boobs? I shiver ran up my spine.
Is that true?
She lost her mind.
Is that true?
Lena looked at me unbelievingly. Well, you see, it was an accident. I didn't see anything. You didn't? Well, I can show you again. Alicia cried in anger. I didn't know what to say. You see, I told you.
No.
Lena started mumbling and rushed away and mumbled. Wait, what happened? I shot after her. You see what you did? That girl is upset now. She gave a smile. First of all, it wasn't me who upset her. Second, I don't have any idea what you two were arguing about. I was running out of patience. Why should I tell you? It seemed like she thought that our talk was over and was about to leave. I grabbed her hand abruptly. Alicia glanced at me in fear, but didn't say anything. I was angry at the moment, really angry. First, I was wildly enraged that Lena was upset because of me, even though I was actually kind of guilty. Second, I was enraged by Alicia's insults. Third, I was so tired that I was about to lose my temper at the smallest thing. Happy now? I hesitated pointedly in the darkness where Lena had run off. You only seem to have the guts to bomb Memorial and hurt innocent girls. She looked frightened, sadly, and confused at the same time. She herself could hurt anyone. You just don't know her. The only truth here is that I don't know her too well, but I am absolutely positive that she wouldn't hurt anyone. That's your job. We stood in silence for some time. I held Alicia's hand and hadn't known what to do next. The solution drew up Miley and myself. You have to go and apologize. Why the hell should I? Alicia tried to act as arrogant as always, but it wasn't going to work this time, 'cause I said so. I refused to hear any objection and drag her into the side of her bonfire. Olga, I'm sorry, we have some argument business to deal with, so we have to leave early. The guidance officer tried to object, but I didn't listen and headed after Lena, pulling Alicia with me. After some time, I released her hand. Any objection? All the pride and arrogance had Alicia faced long ago. If you want me to come with you, I will, but I have nothing to apologize for, I told her truly. Well, I see about it then. I cut her short. We had been walking in silence until we entered the camp. We come to the square, and I asked Alicia, where do we go next? How should I know? And who said that they know Lena well? Well, it's me. Alicia hesitated. Well, she could be at the island. She often goes there when she wants to be alone. Excellent. We headed to the bear. Night came down at the camp while I searching for beetles and booting around with the crow. One boot was actually missing. Okay, today is your lucky day. You got to do several killing exercise that will build up you beside treble our muscle, I said sarcastically. Are you serious? Alicia cast a fearful glance at me. Well, perhaps that was a little too rough, even for her. Alright, I won't make you rough, of course. That hardly sounded confident. Swinging the pedal appeared to be much harder this time. Well, that's not surprising, considering today I must already felt my annual rowing quarter. I stopped in the middle of the river to catch my breath. The camp was covered by night. A trivial and ordinary night. It was one of this night when the dark sky, star, and consider moon don't make you feel anything special, and a chirping cricket and twerking bird sound like they are doing a dual routine job, rather than forming an otherwise exciting nation. I was starting into the darkness, trying to make out the shadowy island. How did you get to know her? Alisa shivered a little. We grew up together. Really? She answered slowly after some hesitation. And end up at the same pioneer camp? Oh, what a American coincidence. Actually, I was thinking that pioneer camps and stuff like that, they will take people from the same school in the same place. Not like from all around the country. Same school, go to the same camp and stuff like that. And I'm starting I need water. Sorry. 1 minute. All these questions, mysterious, and fears that had been so well hidden so far suddenly spawned in my head. Damn, I could just throw her out of the boat and drown her right here and now. I could demand an answer. I thought it could be dangerous unless I am sure I know what I'm doing. But still though, this time I was playing with the white pieces so I could make the first move and not just bury below the opponent. So, what kind of camp is this? Alicia started at me blankly. Where are we? Why I am here? She kept silence. Answer me, I shouted. Hey, what's wrong with you? If you want me to apologize to Lena, I will. That when I realized how stupid I was acting. To say the last. She could simply be, involved in all that stuff. And what more, one can't lie that conveniently. Alicia's fearful expression was yet another reason to believe her. Sorry. That was all I was able to say to the moment. Yet I wanted to keep my advantage. The last few meters were really tough. Exhausted, I got out of the boat and lay on the cold ground. Alicia stood nearby staring at me. I thought she was about to goad me or utter some horrible witches, but since she remained silent, I assumed she was still shocked or something. Even though it was rather dark here, it will be easier to hide in my old flat than on this island. Furthermore, Lena must have already heard us as we were crossing the river. So by now, it's already too late to ask Alicia any more questions, even though I still have some. Listen. I looked at her but saw nothing. It was a dark night and I didn't have cat eyes. Well, when we found Lena, you gonna tell her you never wanted to hurt her feeling and everything that happened in the morning was nothing but misunderstanding, okay? My voice didn't sound as confident as it did a couple of minutes ago, but confident enough. Although Alicia said nothing, it was clear by the look in her face that she agreed. I stood up and we went off to find Lena. Her boat was tied to a snag on the far side of the island. That very clever of her. One wouldn't see the boat from afar. I mumbled. Well, that means she's somewhere in the trees. Let's find her. I headed to the grove, but Alicia stood still. What's up? What's up? I thought we were discussing everything here. It's not that. It's just that it's dark in there. I hadn't strained my eyes and make out her face. The grave is smaller than my grandma Daisy garden. What is that to afraid of? Alicia didn't answer. If you want to know what I'm thinking, I would gladly see that you leave you here. I never thought what a trick you up to. Well, she came very close to me. Did you like this? She took my hand. What's with you? Oh. I hadn't expected this outcome. My cheek turned red and hot, my breath was taken away, and I could barely see anything. The whole situation didn't favor conversation, which was probably for the best, since I doubt I would be able to say anything smart. Slowly, we headed into the grove. In a couple of moments, I some control of myself. Come on, there really is nothing to be afraid of. We come here during the day, gathering some strawberry, no big deal, just normal bridge grave. It's really nice here during the day, I added after a short guess. Alicia didn't look at me. She was staring somewhere into the distance. Well, it's up to you after all. A few moments later, she pointed somewhere in front of us. There she is. I pointed in the darkness but could barely see anything. When we came closer, we saw Lena sitting beside the tree. She was crying.
Why have you come here?
She asked tearfully.
And you?
She looked at Alicia but didn't finish the sentence. That moment, Alicia released my hand. Well, you see, I just want to apologize for being harsh and rude. Alicia interrupted me. Her voice had regained that usual arrogance of her. Maybe it's because she didn't want to look weak in front of Lena.
What is a perfect apology? Not walking the walk, are you? How clever of you to insist that I am doing a bad thing and then do the same thing yourself.
Lena switched her shoulder uncomfortably.
You got it all wrong. I get what I seen.
You see, girls, you arguing again, and I see that somehow involved in all that, but I don't understand a thing.
Explain it to him.
Just a minute. I've been doing this for 3 hours. I should do just one segment or two or that over, but
Explain it to him.
Lena said to Alicia with a grin. There's nothing to explain.
Well, maybe you will let me have a try then.
Whatever. She crossed her arms over her chest and turned away.
Well then, Simon, she blamed me for pursuing you.
When we done that? The last playthrough? For a minute there I was completely silent. Lila didn't look like explaining any further, and as far from me I stood still trying to assemble that scrawny piece of a puzzle into a whole.
What do you mean? Exactly what I said.
It's not like that. That's not what I meant. Interrupting Alicia.
Of course. You always been like that.
Lena burst into tears again.
Wait, how come?
So Lena like me?
And you, what about you? You trying to convince me that it's all wrong while you holding his hand?
What, so Alicia like me too?
Oh, come on, Alicia actually liking someone that can't be happening. It was dark in here and... Oh, that's so much like you. Always so arrogant, always trying to control others, but when it comes to yourself,
Alicia didn't answer.
I really felt like I had to say something to defend this situation.
Hey, wait. Perhaps we just got it all wrong.
That's just nothing to do with you. Hey, you... What?
Alicia's voice was oddly distant. Judging by the conversation, this has everything to do with me.
Yes, it does. Ask her. What did she think of you and why she told me not to go after you?
I don't think Lena was actually going after me. Alicia, I'm telling you once again.
We had enough of your stories already.
Wish! Lena shot up and ran away into the darkness. I stood kneeling to the spot, not sure what to do next. If I follow Lena now, what would I say when I found her? After all, I don't even understand what this is all about. My clueless and silly attempt to console her would only upset her more. Guess we'd better let her be alone for some time. That didn't sound very confident. However, without another word, Alicia held back to the boat. The whole way across the river to the pier was hell of a trip. I had to stop every 10 or 20 meters to take a break. Alicia was staring at the river and didn't pay any attention to me. You jerk! Well, this seemed to be the first situation here in the camp that is completely beyond my comprehension. Even though ultimately it is just a trivial everyday situation. I wasn't this confident even during that all-night expedition to the old camp. After all, if you have a closer look, there isn't anything strange here at all. Lena is a very shy and perhaps even introvert person, yet she's human and can't completely avoid normal human development. Considering that, her reaction fit the situation quite well. Even if I don't get the source of the quarrel, it is clear as day that the girls would not behave like that if they didn't have a good reason. And I think where standing I was that reason. And that's the strongest part of the whole situation. Hey, I'm sorry it went that way. If only I hadn't overheard your conversation. Seemed like I was feeling a pathologic need to excuse myself. It's not your fault at all, she said, absent-mindedly. It's just that you appeared in the right place at the right time and restarted a mechanism that had stood still for a long time. I don't get it at all. Of course you don't. And actually, you shouldn't right away. You'll get it later. She cast an innocent glance at me. Damn it! Why does this always happen to me? Both at the school and college, trouble seems to have chosen me as the primary target. Everyone does. Someone blocked the classroom door with a mop. I got a rotten replacement in my mark book. There was a fight, all things considered. I must have started it. Fail an exam, well, of course that was my fault, and the teacher who hated me has nothing to do with it. Even my parents always seem to prefer blaming me rather than unfortunately circumstance that a third-party involvement of decreasing of privilege. At some point, I even start to believe that I somehow do attract trouble. Remember Murphy Law? In my case, it was like, if something nasty is going to happen, it's going to happen to me. For that reason, I always try to stay out of any trouble where I could become this win people. Well, judging by today, I'm not really good at it. It seems like you got an aura of some sort. You attract attention. Surprised, I looked at Alicia. She was smiling, like she can read my mind. Trouble? mostly. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! She said dreamily and started me river. It's a wandering night, isn't it? Just like any other one, if you ask me. I felt used up. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just an ordinary night, nothing special, the best moment to make our most admirable camp leader really happy. She has to know that her favorite pioneer is a nasty pervert who enjoys picking at naked girls. Something snapped inside of me again. You aren't serious, are you? Why? Of course I'm serious. She didn't look like she was joking at all. Well, suit yourself, but do you really think this is the best time to do that? Aren't you supposed to row? I realized that our boat was still drifting in the river. Wait, don't dodge my question. Let's get back to the camp. I have a moment of think over. We didn't spend the entire night and the boat wasn't something I would aspire to, so I had to apply myself to bed. We barely made it to the pier. I was exhausted both because of the rowing and because of Alisa instead of telling Olga about this morning incident. If I know our camp leader, her reaction will be quite predictable. So, you are actually going to visit Olga now, are you? Why not? She gave me her most raffish smile. It's night after all. She must be sleeping already. Who knows? She might be well awake. Come on, you know full well it was a coincidence, a simple misunderstanding triggered by Juliana. No, I don't. She flowed her arm up and headed to the camp. I gathered all my remaining strength, jumped over and followed her. At first considering grabbing her arm, but then realized it must not be such a good idea after everything that had happened today. Hold on. I triggered anxiously along next to her. Let's talk this over. Is there anything to discuss? Well, silently walking alongside each other for some time. At last she walked slowly so that I had no trouble seeking peace with her, and I was thankful for it. Hey, is there anything I can do to convince you to not tell Olga? Not sure, but well, there are one thing. We came to the square. So what is it? Well, stop chasing Lena for instead. For God's sake, what makes her think I am chasing Lena? I start to lose my temper. Why are you making up such a nonsense? You started at the square in the forest because of you where we had to go to that island, and here we go again. Enough is enough. I'm not chasing her. Alisa stood still, bright moonlight lighting up her face, which show evident of sign of resentment and displeasure. Like I don't see how you look at her. How do I look at her? Like that. Like what? You know. She shifted her gaze up, remaining and stood still. Hey, stop seeing everyone through your twisted imagination. If you can't stop making up nonsense stories, then at last keep them to yourself. Don't make others suffer because you and your stories. I don't care if you pick up on me, but now you are getting Lena involved. I really lost my temper for good, but Alisa didn't answer. We sank into the unexpected silence that was only broken by Alicia's spirit soup. For bad or worse, now you are crying. Have you all gone mad here? I clasped my hand in despair. I could understand why Lena was crying. But seeing Alicia crying, I ended up thinking to say to the least. I can't even see her reasoning. At any other time, I would definitely be shocking, but at this moment, I'm just too tired for that. My mind was absolutely blank. To be precise, it was so heavy and full of that not even a single idea would have to change that was there. If I would compare my brain at the prime of a bored highway full of speeding through, overtaking each other and casing giant chaotic crashes, then how is nothing but a forgotten tiny path in the distant desolate forest, which is only used in time of absolute necessity. Alicia kept silent. At last she stopped crying. If you really think it's so serious, so go ahead and tell everyone to Olga. I hope it makes you feel better. Okay, I will do it, she said quietly and turned to me. The tears were all gone, but her face seemed to experience absolute sorrow at the word. I'm just feeling hurt. What hurt you? I asked her tightly. It's always like that. She got all the attention and always pushed me aside. I had to perfectly understand what she was talking about and decided to play along. Hopefully she finally leave me alone. That's not true. You do draw attention and people don't overlook you. Don't. I raised my eye and looked at her. Her facial expression was mixed in amusement and expectations. See? So you of all sudden her voice became so tender that I flinched in astonishment. Alicia's face turned red and she hid her eyes. So, you really think that I am as good as her? I want to say something like, even better, but I stopped myself. Yes, I do. It seemed she didn't understand that I said it all absolutely and sarcastically. Alright, time to sleep. Alicia suddenly yelled cheerfully. Now she was acting more like herself again. See you tomorrow. She waved her hand and ran away. I sighed in relief. Well, it was over for today. All my remaining energy was wasted on sprint to Olga's cabin. There was no light, so try not to awaken the camp leader. I understand quickly and lie down. It is still interesting. What did Alicia mean? And Lena. It's become totally unclear what's going on with them and with me. As if we got sucked into some sort of vortex, which started to swirl with furious power. But what's going to happen next? And where will I be thrown next? Please, day 6. And it will be Alicia's story. Yeah. Oh. So, see you next episode with more with completing the Alicia story. So, goodbye.